on the Fringe with Dan, RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. Mr. Maduro putting up his dukes. Oh, no. Yeah, this is going to get weird, and weird quickly. It's strange. We're having a bit of a, I want to call it a slow news day. We've got certainly stuff to cover, but not a lot of hype or crazy or whatever. Something's brewing. Something's brewing. Something's about ready to pop open. It could be around this. That would almost make sense. We got some stuff showing Hegseth being down amongst the troops. I think trying to battle cry, rally cry. We got a lot going on. And Trump making moves all the time. Making moves. We got things going on. I don't know. Let's get into it. First off, starting off with Cracker Barrel, just because I feel like this matters to more people than maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me at all. So I've said that before, but I think it's a big deal to a lot of folks. But you've shared your voices in recent weeks, not just on our logo, but also on our restaurants. We're continuing to listen. Today, we're suspending our remodels. If your restaurant hasn't been remodeled, you don't need to worry about it. It won't be. With our recent announcement that our old timer logo will remain, along with our bigger focus in the kitchen and on your plate, we hope that today's step reinforces that we hear you. Oh, Cracker Barrel's listening. DEI lady is probably immediately going to get fired, though she's probably in some sort of contract, so they'll have to wait a teeny tiny bit. President Trump calling out Democrat Senator Tim Kaine. We talked about this guy that said that you don't get, like, your rights aren't inalienable, right? As they're stated in our wonderful Declaration of Independence. Tim Kaine disagrees with that. Well, Trump's calling him out, and I think that's always cool.
Good things happen for our country. It's amazing the way it seems to work that way. And under the Trump administration, we're defending our rights and restoring our identity as a nation under God. We are one nation under God, and we always will be. The need for this commission has never been more clear than it was last week when the ineffectual senator from Virginia, a man named Tim Kaine, stated that the notion our rights come from our Creator is, quote, extremely troubling to him. Very troubling, isn't it troubling? Isn't it terrible, though? How he would say something like that, and advocated really by a totalitarian regime. This is what they say. But as everyone in this room understands, it is tyrants who are denying our rights and the rights that come from God. And it's this Declaration of Independence that proclaims we're endowed by our Creator with the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The senator from Virginia should be ashamed of himself for many things. For many things. For things even beyond that, but in its own way, nothing's more important than those words. Oh, terrible words. As president, I will always defend our nation's glorious heritage, and we will protect the Judeo-Christian principles of our founding, and we will protect them with vigor. We have to bring back religion in America, bring it back stronger than ever before as our country grows stronger and stronger. Our country is now.
Yeah. We've got to bring it back, and we've got to, again, just get people to understand the bigger picture, and then that freedom is actually a thing we deserve. A Michigan judge dismissed criminal charges Tuesday against a group of people who were accused of attempting to falsely certify President Trump as the winner of the 2020 election. They finally dropped this case. This was the one in Michigan, obviously to the dismay and total sorrow of the Michigan Attorney General, Dana Nessel. Democrat, of course, but the charges have been announced over 2 years ago. This thing has fallen apart. There's been many problems with the case, and it has finally been dropped. We have something fun to talk about here. Now, our good little darling friend, Greta Thunberg, who I have little respect for. She is a total shill. She's been brought up as such, though, so whatever. But she's an adult now. And I feel no sorrow at all. But she's been very involved in this Palestine thing. Now, there's an accusation, or there's a supposition, that she and her boatmates on their ship were attacked by drones, nonetheless, probably from the IDF. Israel Defense Forces, like, we're finally going to take down that stupid flotilla of Greta Thunberg. We're going to take it down. But, well, there's some evidence to suggest that's not true. Now, maybe the photo that I'm going to show that demonstrates it's not true, maybe somehow that's been faked. Let's go ahead and say that up front, because that is possible. Because you'll see from the video they show, Thunberg and her fans, that they show, that there's debris, like potentially something might have hit the boat. An explosive device. But I contend that it doesn't sound like an explosive device as much as something catching fire. And since Greta Thunberg is hanging out with such extraordinarily macho people that you just think about when a problem arises, you want this guy with you. This guy specifically. You'll see him in the video here at some point in the near future. Right? You want him on your team because he's cool-headed. He's calm whenever things get crazy. And so, let's talk about some of this Thunberg. So Insider Paper says the Gaza aid flotilla organizers say the boat carrying Greta Thunberg was hit by a suspected drone. Insider Paper tells us. Okay, that's awesome. Here's Greta Thunberg talking about the flotilla being bombed by Israel, and they're in Tunisia. So here's them talking about it.
Hi everyone, Yasmin here. The family boat has been officially attacked. A drone came right above it, released a bomb, and it exploded, and the boat was on fire. Everyone on that boat is okay. The fire is out. But I want to tell you that this boat was the boat that every person from the Madeleine, old Madeleine crew, was on, which is Greta, me, Tiago, Schweib, and so many more amazing people. They have bombed a boat once again with civilians on it in Tunisian territory. This is an attack against Gaza because they don't want us there. So we need you to mobilize. Let's not stay quiet.
Like, you notice how she silenced up when someone was walking by her? Probably because they'd push her off into the water. But let's not stay silent. Go out like I'm Thunberg number 2. I don't think that's actually her, right? That's one of her friends, I'm guessing. I think the owner of the boat. Is that actually Greta? Huh. Anyway, I lost touch with her, Greta Thunberg's Gaza-bound flotilla boat, well, it's sparking a little bit of a narrative battle. You see, they're claiming that an explosive device was dropped from a drone, like a grenade. And albeit there is some debris, if there was in fact a grenade and nobody was injured on a boat of the size, that would be tricky to believe. Again, we'll see some debris, right? In fact, let's start with the debris. Only because it paints the picture in a fun way, since the way I've been telling it, right? So here's the damage afterwards.
Okay, guys, so here's what I was thinking here.
So again, supposedly a bomb has gone off, grenade I should say, not a bomb, but a grenade has gone off on the boat. Now, this little backdrop here, it looks a little different than the picture we're going to see in a little bit. Keep that in mind. This little backdrop right here. You see there's like a spot on the floor where it's almost like something was there. Again, if they faked the photo, man, almost like something was there. I don't know, it's weirdly clean, right? Fire exploded everywhere except this one spot. Well, we had that, that anti-fogging stuff, that Rain-X. We had that kind of stuff in there. We'd peed on that part, and that somehow made it bomb-proof. Like, I don't know. Interesting spot. Okay, I'm just saying, just curious. Now, the other factor that I think suggests that maybe this was not, in fact, a bomb, but was maybe, in fact, something catching fire. And again, once again, their stalwart efforts to properly deal with this, I think goes beyond words, obviously. I mean, it'll show for itself. So I think we get the basic point, right? Obviously they've been hit, which, I mean, they sound like they said they did, but I don't know about you. I don't recall hearing an explosion. Well, maybe there's a little something dropped. Again, their level of cool-headedness. That's not a grenade, though. That's weird, if anything, right? But what is interesting, and I think what does get shown at some point, that was this. Remember that little backdrop I told you about? Well, here's another photo. This is some sort of battery doohickey. And, those don't react well with bullets and seawater. And so it might have caught fire and went whoosh. Which, again, it didn't sound like an explosion. It sounded like something caught fire. Oh, my God, we've been hit because these guys are so brilliant. Again, this is Greta Thunberg. I call it karma. Sorry I spent so much time on it, but I think it's... Well, I think it's funny, frankly. I'm going to be honest. I didn't want to say it, but I said it. 12th grade reading and math scores hit 20-year low. Good job, Democrats. Woo! Yes! 20-year lows. Oh, you mean, wait, that's bad? What? 20-year lows. All right. By the way, I think the teachers' unions should be fired. Can we do that? Can we fire a union? I'd like you all to get on that because you all suck. And the Department of Education, we're closing you down anyways. The U.S. economy added nearly 1 million jobs fewer. They finally reduced that job number. Almost 1 million. Yeah. 911,000 jobs. Nice number, right? 911,000 jobs on I think it came out today, the 9th. On 9/9, they talk about 911,000 jobs, or 0.6%. Of all the jobs that the Biden administration claimed, up to March, that claimed they had, now they're revising them heavily downward. Now, again, questions, how were they revised so heavily upward? That's something to think about, right? Also, how are they completely unaware? How are they using numbers that are so extremely erroneous? You're literally trying to balance the budget and you don't have any legitimate numbers, and this is okay? And you claim to be, we're looking out for you, USA. I'm sure you are. Privately owned central bank that's licensed in Puerto Rico. Look it up. Back check me. I dare you. It's just like Juan O'Savin likes to say, it's no more federal than Federal Express, right? It's not. So the economy lost basically 1 million jobs. Let's just make it easy for ourselves. 911,000. 911. Here is one of the things where we're at. First off, I highly always like to keep facts in mind. I know I don't jump onto a lot of the crazy rabbit holes that are out there right now. Some of them are a lot of fun, don't get me wrong. And I'm not trying to criticize any of you that are on any rabbit hole of any kind at all. But I've come to this weird place where I've kind of like realized what's real in life and what is what really matters. Not anything that I can't touch, taste, smell, right? Like if it's something I literally cannot experience, then why would I worry about it? So I don't. Trip, like a breeze just started in here. That's very strange. Anywho, here is Joe Rogan talking with the roast master. I don't know what this dude's name. I forget what his name is. The dude's like a rock star. I guess Tony Hinchfield, I guess. But he, they're talking about like just what we see, what we experience, like how you're not allowed to talk about that, how that's been poo-pooed for so long. Yet we're finally, because of you guys, how to start a movement, remember? We're finally at that place where we are making a difference. We are changing. We are causing other people to say, no, it's okay to talk about this. We're making a huge difference. It's pretty freaking cool, frankly, when you think about it. When you don't want to pat your, fuck, it hurts. You don't want you don't want to hurt yourself, patting yourself on the back. But if you can, pat up to something, maybe get somebody to hold a hand out while you walk into it. You know, it could happen. It could happen. Needless to say, I like what they're talking about.
Canada's overall life expectancy.
Yes.
That might be the craziest statistic in the world right now. You've seen this, right?
Yes.
Since 1930, of course, it goes this way, this way, this way, this way, because you fucking live longer, because fuck technology and medicine. And then 2020 it levels, and then it starts to go down. It's down 2.5 years since 2020, which is unheard of.
Yeah.
Unprecedented. What could that possibly be from?
I don't know, Tony.
Weird.
So strange. It's not like there was a gigantic medical intervention that was forced upon the population during that time period.
Again and again, and booster and booster and booster.
And you're not allowed to say it, or you're a conspiracy theorist.
I guess
These people they're in a fucking trance because being on the side of reality and facts is so against the narrative that the liberals were correct that they're willing to ignore excess deaths. That we're willing to ignore an increase in all-cause mortality. That's shocking.
Yeah,
they're willing to ignore it,
and they're the trust the science people, but only when it leans to their favor.
And that's, I mean, there's this guy at the gym, and I thank God he doesn't watch my show. But if he did, I mean, again, Nick, great guy, I love him dearly. His wife is in these studies, you know, so he likes to walk around and talk about how Trump's such an idiot because, well, his wife is just studies, and I know he's just studies. But it's like, bro. You know, they said smoking was healthy, right? You remember that, right? They said sugar was healthy. They said sodas are healthy. They've said a lot of the drugs that they've even had to pull off the market are healthy. So, again, it depends who's doing the study. A lot of cases, the oil companies paid for studies. Well, oil's totally safe. When you have oil spills, it's not that big a deal. We can totally contain it. Not true. You know, oil spills are pretty friggin' awesome. They cause a lot of problems. But we've got issues with some of these drugs, some of these chemicals. We just talked about that, the mercury-based drug that's used as a preservative. Right? How are we allowing these things into our, you know, they're hyper dangerous if you look at the label, but it's okay, you know, in every single injection you get 70 times or whatever, how many vaccines they got to get. Certainly there's something like 40 of them by the time they're 2. But we're not allowed to look at that. We're not allowed to talk about that. Why is that? Well, of course, the pharmaceutical companies pay a lot of money. They get to control the narrative when they do that. Kash Patel reveals FBI investigating North Carolina train stabbing. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. There's a video of it. Dude stabbed him. I mean, they're maybe looking into the corruption going on maybe in North Carolina and Charlotte specifically, sorry. But all said... yeah, I mean, FBI has been investigating, says Kash Patel. Man, it is, you know, like, okay. Donald Trump, he's addressing from the Oval Office, talking about this very same death right here. And I, again, love to share his words whenever we can and whenever it's not too much.
For far too long, Americans have been forced to put up with Democrat-run cities that set loose savage, bloodthirsty criminals to prey on innocent people. Really very, very innocent people. In every place, they control radical left judges, politicians, and activists, and they've adopted a policy of catch and release for thugs and killers. In Charlotte, North Carolina, we saw the results of these policies when a 23-year-old woman who came here from Ukraine met her bloody end on a public train. And here's a picture of it. This is the picture of it. And this is a picture of the woman, a beautiful young girl that never had problems in life, with a magnificent future in this country. And now she's dead. She was slaughtered by a deranged monster who was roaming free after 14 prior arrests. We cannot allow a depraved criminal element of violent repeat offenders to continue spreading destruction and death throughout our country. We have to respond with force and strength. We have to be vicious just like they are. It's the only thing they understand. 24 of the top 25 most dangerous cities in America are run by Democrat mayors. 50 people were murdered in Chicago in recent weeks, with hundreds being shot. And it's time to stop this madness. The people of our country need to insist on protection, safety, law, and order. We have proven that it can be done because we did it right here in D.C., in District of Columbia. The capital of America was a bloodthirsty, horrible, dangerous place, one of the worst. And now it's a crime-free city, and we're going to keep it that way. It can be done. It can happen fast. All we want is, please, Mr. President, we need help. Chicago needs help. Other cities need help. We'll do what has to be done because we're going to make America safe again, and that includes our big cities. We're going to make those cities safe. Thank you.
Oh, man, so many things. So many things. I forgot more things that I was going to say. Like, you know, we really got to see what's been happening to us. We've got to wake up to it. And again, I say we, like my audience, no, because you guys are the teacher of teachers. Some would say that's, hey, Dan, you should market yourself to more people. It's like, I don't really want to. You guys are awesome at it. You guys help. And it just makes the messaging simpler, right? Like, I don't have to dumb it down. I can keep it kind of a little more sophisticated because my audience can handle it. And you get into some of these general audiences, and it's just like, duh, what? They know, you know, it's like 9/11. Oh, Lord help me, right? Like, I can't do it. Can't take it. All right, so I'm calling this cartelling, meaning cartel, but it's telling what's coming. There is definitely something going to be happening. I don't think there's any question about it. We've got Hegseth, well, Secretary of War. You know, right, wrong, and different. I don't mind that. It's not going to bug me. It used to be called Secretary of War before we used to have war. When they called it defense, there's this implication that somehow we're defending things, but we've actually been the biggest stalwarts of danger, killing, and all this stuff throughout the world. The police when we didn't need to be. Just a lot of things that didn't have to happen. So misrepresented like the deep state typically does, aka Democrats right now. No offense, those of you that are Democrats that are actually okay people. Your party is very corrupt, and so long as you keep assuming to be a part of that party, you're just kind of guilty by association. You don't have to become a Republican. Feel free to become independent. That's all you got to do. You don't have to denounce even, and you don't necessarily have to publicly announce even that I'm a independent. You don't even have to do that. Just stop being a Democrat. That's it. That's it. Some people want more. I'll sell for you. I'll back you up. I'll back you up. You don't have to tell anybody. Just closet-like be not a Democrat anymore, and you'll be fine. That's all you got to do. Here's Pete Hegseth getting off the Osprey, and he is we got his speech coming up next. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool, but war's coming or something. Something's coming. Something's coming. I love how the dude's in shape. You know what I mean? I love how he's in shape. We don't have Darth Vader anymore. Wasn't that who it was, right? Wasn't that the Darth Lloyd Vader? This dude, the guy that left and had a prostate exam going on or something like that, or prostate cancer or some crazy thing. Anyway, whatever the case is, here's a powerful speech of Mr. Secretary of War. Again, I am not a fan of war. Not at all. I hate killing. I hate the fact that we keep killing. But I do think there's some evil bastards and there's some karma coming. And again, you do wrong to others and wrong comes back to you. And a lot of the karmic debt that we used to pay off in the past might take a lifetime to pay back. Nowadays, no. Karma is almost instant. It's very, 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 very fast now. So you F over somebody, you get screwed. It's very much why I'm not into like being too crazy scandalous with my, thumbnails, titles, information, because it's the responsibility of the information that I'm pushing out, right? And if I'm selling it and if I'm acting like, there's karma attached to that. And so I prefer to try to keep that karma clean. And I try my very best. So again, am I telling you I'm doing things? Like, again, I'm just being honest as best I can. I found that lies are horrible things because you can't keep track of what you told other people, right? Like, it's just too many of them. So truth is always the way. And Hegseth, I think Trump's doing the same thing, kind of. I mean, I really do. As a nation, and quote, transparency and all the shit that we're doing, this is what we are trying to get the people to understand. That change is now. We're doing things differently. The bad guys are going down, and you will see. Just give us a little time. And we are going to see a huge friggin' hiccup in the night when it comes to the stock market or something. I mean, yeah, well, stock market for sure, but the economies across the world are going to have a day of reckoning coming, or week of reckoning, I think is probably a better way to look at it. I think it's going to be brutal, and we're getting close. We're getting very, very, very close.
Warriors, I think this might be the single most beautiful picture I have ever seen in my entire life. Looking out at these faces, looking out at this Caribbean, on a floating island of American power, on the front lines of defending the American homeland. Make no mistake about it. What you're doing right now, it's not training. This is the real world exercise on behalf of the vital national interests of the United States of America to end the poisoning of the American people.
This was an inspiration speech. This was that moment in Independence Day, when it was about uniting behind a common cause. You are now in the line of fire. You are now in harm's way. We are at war with some drug cartels. They don't seem to be attacking back yet, but those types of things could very well be showing themselves within the United States. This is one of those things where be aware of what's happening in your neighborhood. Know who you can trust. Know who's Second Amendment. Know who's not. No, right? Just know. Know. And if you ever get the chance, to create the little secret handshakes, I'm kind of making that up, sort of, but if you have a chance to have discussions with people where you can kind of figure out, I've told neighbors before, I got your back if something happens. Like, I got things, you got things, let's have things together, fist bump, and, whatever that might actually mean, but when the shit hits the fan, it's good to know who's who. So, again, also understand, too, people that tend to have flags out in front of their houses, doesn't mean everybody should do that, because it also makes you a target, but people that have flags out in front of your houses almost overwhelmingly have firearms inside the houses, so generally not a good house to do anything against. We are going to war. Big time. And so be careful, guys. The wellness company, by the way, the wellness company, TWC, because I'm going to say that a bunch, twc.health/OTF. TWC.health/OTF. These guys are amazing. They just got a lot of awesome products. One, doctor prescribed, so there is a doctor involved. It's an actual prescription. It's digital. It's online. You can even get online doctor type stuff, free virtual care and crap like that. Like, they got a whole bunch of You got questions about RX, your prescriptions, you can ask questions. Wellness plans, I got a whole lot of different stuff, okay? So very cool stuff. I got memberships. I honestly don't know anything about those, but if you're really, really into this site, kind of like I am, I mean, I don't know, the stuff I get, if you're getting certainly like the what's the one? The Ultimate Spike Detox, yeah, probably memberships might make some sense because they save you money. Or if you're getting even some of these other things, metabolism stuff, right? It's like some of these different things that you want to take month after month and you're actually seeing the results of it, then yeah, memberships oftentimes are going to save you money and everything's groovy there. But I've got to talk about my ivermectin mebendazole experience. First off, other people are feeling motivated to share with me their experience. I got one guy, rheumatoid arthritis, big time. It's like been a big problem with him. And he talked to the doctor specifically about it, and they've kind of got him on a unique regimen with this specifically, the ivermectin mebendazole mix. This particular product, the wellness company, twc.health/OTF. This is the Parasite Cleanse. I've changed the name, but it's really a dual action Parasite Cleanse that you can trust. So you got 25 milligrams of ivermectin. You've got 250 milligrams of mebendazole. This dude's got rheumatoid arthritis. He's 7 days in right now as of today's email, the email he sent me last night, right? So he's probably 8 days at this point. And he is seeing differences. He's feeling better, like significantly. Like 25%, or I forget the numbers, but better, much better in a very short period of time. I noticed a bunch of things. First off, I had a weird spot, it was a round thing. It wasn't like there was no protrusion to it, but it was dime sized. It had kind of like a line, if you will. It was a little thick, like someone took a Sharpie, right, and drew a line, and then it had a circle around it, right? That circle went away pretty quick. The line is almost completely gone. Like, I almost literally can't see it anymore. It's like within probably a couple more days, I probably will not have visibility to it. Now, I am 60 days in-ish. I had a bunch of these red dots. I've showed it before. Where is it? There it is. Right here. They're not actually red now. This one even. The core ones on my body actually turned this color. And again, you can't tell probably, but it's now more of that darker color, like that when blood starts to coagulate and starts to become darker, like a bruise starts to get darker when it's first formed. It's a different color, like it's the same concept. I've got, I don't know, like little mole things. 2 of them are like actually outside of the skin even a little bit. Those things are all turning dark, turning black, dying. I'm not sure how those go away. I noticed things with how I felt. I noticed things with digestion early on, especially. This is, I don't even know what to tell you. I've also, I will say, cold sores gotten 0 the whole time. Not that I get them all the time. I get them rarely. Once a year, once every 2 years. I don't know. But it's a virus. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, this is, because I've been talking about it even. And it's a funny thing. Any virus that you have, I think even warts might fall into this. Like, there's a lot of weird viral things that affect our bodies that we accept and have accepted, but don't need to. Now, this is a parasite cleanse. I think virus and parasites are kind of a funny little synonymous thing. I think you could have a virus in your body, but how's that any different than a parasite living in your body? And what do these viruses do when they pop up? When you get stressed and it causes that virus to pop up or whatever. This is incredible what I've experienced so far. There is a small part of me, actually, and it's weird. Makes me understand why people that love taking their pharmaceuticals don't want to stop taking them. I'm like, oh, what happens when I run out? I just want to see where I'm at. We'll see, and I'll let you guys know. Like I said, I got 20, 30 pills left. I'm tripping on it. I highly recommend it. And people are like, oh, $599. There's 90 pills. It's a 90-day thing. Break that down into dollars per day. It's actually not much. You're getting 25 milligrams of ivermectin, 250 milligrams of mebendazole. Go shop around and see what that costs you to get those dosages of those pills. You can buy them from, go to India, go to China. Get it the cheapest you can find it. Just understand the cheapest you can find it. It's like, who knows? And compare it. And you'll be like, damn, straight. It's still a good buy. Yes, and it's a prescription. All these things are beautiful. The Wellness Company, twc.health/OTF. All their products are incredible. Their contagion kit, it's actually ivermectin, mebendazole, not mebendazole. It's got a HCQ. It's got generic Tamiflu. So it's got a few antivirals that are baked into it. It's pretty good. If the flu goes around and you're worried about like what's going to happen if I don't have this stuff, the contagion kit's a good kit to have on the down low, you know. The anti-parasites, just you can do it. They say 20 days on, 10 days off, 20, so there's a lot of ways you can do all this stuff. And they recommend it, and this is why you have doctors. It's why they're involved. So again, a lot of incredible products. If you rolled up your sleeve, the Spike Detox, it's designed for the spike, the cleavage site. It finds it, it grabs it, it pulls it out of your body. That's what it does, and it does it very well. It's reasonably priced considering. Again, you're doing this every day, 30 days. Just always factor that into the price and what it's actually doing. These products are well made, great ingredients, and do what they're supposed to do. And you'll see it. You'll notice it. It's incredible. They got Well Farms. I haven't even looked, meat boxes. And what the shit is that? I have to look at. Oh, yummy. Vaccine-free American meats delivered to your house. Look at this. Personal beef box. Oh my gosh. Filet mignon, boneless ribeye, New York steak, ground beef, 6 pounds. Are you shitting me for $287? Oh, that's not bad. 2 6-ounce filet. Holy crap. I'm glad I looked at this. Ooh, what's this? Can I put this stuff in the freezer? Probably. The cow beef box. 1/8 a cow. 1/8 a cow? Oh, man. Yes, you got to go check that out. That is under the Wellness Farms. They got a whole bunch of cool stuff down there. Pure protein sticks. Oh, what am I? I'm missing out. Wellness Company. You got all sorts of cool stuff. Go to twc.health/OTF. Check out shop. You're going to see all sorts of stuff, okay? That's where you find it. That's your magical way in. twc.health/OTF. Make healthy choices. Get out of these stupid, dangerous world that we're in, or else they win. You don't want that. Corruption. What's this? Corruption investigation. Yes, they're investigating the corruption. John Solomon talking about it. Let's get into it.
We have some more huge news to get in front of you from inside the FBI. Just the News has learned that the Bureau has opened an investigation under Director Kash Patel into whether its own agents obstructed or interfered with politically sensitive cases such as those involving Hillary Clinton, Hunter Biden, and President Trump. Now, think about this. Normally, the FBI is investigating other people, like witnesses who obstructed justice, but in this case, it's looking at their own people. Now, this follows all of the reporting we have done exposing the alleged improper behavior and actions from key officials around the Russiagate scandal, such as former FBI Director James Comer, former CIA Director John Brennan, as well as reporting we brought to you involving investigations to Hillary Clinton being stopped by both the FBI and the IRS. Remember that line? Shut it down? Sounds a lot like obstruction, doesn't it? Now the FBI is internally investigating. It all stems from material uncovered in prohibited access case files. So that's a wordful, but it's an FBI term for politically sensitive investigations that most agents aren't allowed to access, even when they're working on the case. They basically keep the materials off the books, which makes it hard for Congress to do its oversight authority. Now, we know all this because officials familiar with the matter told Just the News that some FBI employees memorialized concerns they had about conduct from FBI supervisors or case agents. In fact, we got some of these memos. One of these memos involves the discovery of Anthony Weiner's laptop. And in that case, we now know that the Deputy Director, Andrew McCabe, in the fall of 16, knew about it in September, but slow-walked it for a month alongside of other agents. Sources are telling us now that a grand jury has been impaneled to look at this, and that some of the evidence is going to be turned over in a bombshell notification to Congress later this month.
Now, I want to talk about this. This is me. This is, and I think I'm representing a lot of you in this one, right? But we're talking about Weiner's laptop now, which, for sure, everything we've heard about it, it's got all sorts of crazy trash on it. For sure. In fact, we understand that when the FBI looked into it, they found all sorts of stuff that actually corroborated a lot of the crazy conspiracies about Hillary and Abedin and many of the others. Yet, today is September 9th, 2025. Wiener laptop stuff. When did he go to, what was that, 2018? That was during Trump's first term, wasn't it? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I suck with dates sometimes, for sure. Don't you ever trust me on a date if I'm just making one up. Probably anyways. So why now? And what does that mean? How fast does that move? Because that's my complaint, is how quickly we're moving. But we knew about it so we could lead the way. We knew about it 2, 3, 5, 6 years ago, 7, 8, 9 years ago, so we could lead the way. Now the normies are finding out about it. It's like one of the problems I have with a lot of the excitement of people waking up right now, learning about 9/11, learning about JFK, learning about how they lie to us everywhere. Hopefully some of the other crazy stuff. And it's exciting. You want to share it. You want to scream it from the rooftops. Like me, I was like all over this stuff, like, I don't know, back in 2000, back in the mid-90s. So I'm like, yeah, I know. But we're going to have a whole new generation of people finding out and waking up. You guys are the ones that are going to be helping that, making that happen, making that process work. Dems have tapped some interesting people to be on this January 6th people. I think the January 6th committee, they got a new January 6th committee that the Republicans are leading this time. And interestingly, I say we, just like I'm not a Republican, never will be, don't ever want to be. I would hate to have to be. That would bug me so much if I ever had to be. We're okay with the fact that they're putting on the shittiest people they could possibly put from the left. They wanted to put Jim Jordan. They wanted to put Comer and a couple other people on it originally. They wouldn't let us. Nancy Pelosi wouldn't let us. She wanted to put the people she wanted to put. So we got Liz Cheney and we got this other douchehole. He's now a Democrat. He keeps showing up all over the place too. He's in here somewhere. But Eric Swalwell, right? Well, didn't he used to be a Republican? I swear to God, I thought he was. Anyway, we're letting them put in the crazy people they want to put. That's fine. Yeah, bring them. But anyway, there's a new investigation going on with a new sheriff in town. And we're going to have Eric Swalwell. That's fantastic. And we're also going to have who's the chick? Crockett. Jasmine Crockett and Tubbs. So she's going to be there. And we got Moskowitz from Florida. There's another douchehole. So it's kind of interesting. I don't know. I'm curious. They're obviously going to fight this the whole way. It should be a lot of fun. The new January 6th investigation. News at 11. Make our children healthy again. Maha's come out with some recommendations of the Maha Commission. I'm not going to get into all of them, but the 4 cornerstones or 4 legs of this particular stool. Poor diet, chemical exposure, lack of physical activity and chronic stress, and over-medicalization. Chemical exposure, certainly a lot of the nasty chemicals that do damage to us. Poor diets, it should be self-explanatory, at least if you've watched my channel for any length of time, but the nutrition that we take in on our foods, the overly processed foods that we generally use, the fact that those are actually in lunch programs, heavily processed foods, are not healthy. So we're literally not being healthy for our kids, and we think we are. We're like, we're feeding them. It's like, if you eat a McRib, do you really think you're getting food? Or Velveeta, for that matter. I was thinking about, I want to make queso so bad. This brings it up. I might have to. I had one of them little square blocks of that Velveeta. That's food product. It's literally not food. They can't call it that because it's legally not considered food. It's not healthy in any way, shape, or form, but it's fun. You use that as a base, and then you throw in some other crap in there, and then some real cheese, because then it makes you feel like you're not eating total plastic, which you are. I mean, anyway, that's how it works. That's shit food. Every once in a while, I do. Every once in a while, I go to Arby's. I love Arby's. Del Taco. I haven't eaten Taco Bell in a long time, but I've been wanting to. I've been craving it lately. I don't even know why. I haven't been in a long time. I haven't eaten McDonald's in a while. Still okay. I'll make all their food here at my house instead. It's better. But activity, physical stress, yeah, dude. We're going through a lot of stuff right now. You guys, we all need to be very, very cognizant of how they're trying to shut us down. Now, I'm calling this Epps instead of Epstein, just because I'm kind of like almost, I bet Ray Epps is stoked that when people go to look up his name, now they find Epstein first, right? Like it's finally silenced that. J.D. Vance is back in Carolyn, live it up about this new piece of information that proves that the birthday card that Trump supposedly sent's a bunch of horse shit. J.D. Vance came out and said the Democrats don't care about Epstein. They don't care about his victims. That's why they were silent about it for years. The only thing they care about is concocting another fake scandal like Russiagate to smear President Trump with lies. No one is falling for their BS, or for this BS. Now, White House says Epstein birthday card proven fake by the Wall Street Journal's own reporting even. So she posted the latest piece published by the Wall Street Journal proves this entire birthday card story is false. As I have said all along, it is very clear President Trump did not draw this picture, and he did not sign it. President Trump's legal team will continue to aggressively look into this, or whatever the hell. Now, we do have this is the rest of it, I guess, right? Aggressively litigation. Furthermore, the reporter at Joe Palazzolo, he wrote his hatchet job reached out for comment at the exact same minute he published his story, giving us no time to respond. So this is fake news, right? So they, again, are pushing it. This is the signature. This is not Donald Trump's signature. We've all seen Donald Trump do his signature 18 billion zillion times. This isn't it. This isn't actually, I mean, it's not even close. It's not even close. So it's not like he changed his signature all of a sudden. I think they got the D right. But then they go downward, and people that would do, signature evaluation, they would look at it, it's going down at an angle, which shows like less confidence as they get further. Like, again, they would go in all this, and then the long line, that's not how Trump signs. And like Trump says, he's like, I don't do this that's not how Trump rolls. That's just, he said specifically, it's not my language. I don't draw. And I'm like that too. I'm more of a word guy. I'm certainly not a drawing guy. You're not going to catch me trying to draw you a picture. I've drawn a few, but not to anyone. Like, I suck at it. I'm not good at it. Oversight Committee releases records provided by the Epstein estate. Chairman Comer is providing this in a statement. So, again, the estate's now providing more information. Cool. Awesome. More information's coming out. Again, a lot of people have expectations as to what we should see. I don't. So what we see is what we see. What we should see, I don't think we know, frankly. We'll see what happens. This is all a game. It's all a big, giant game. And so you got to take it day by day. Don't get too invested in the play-by-play. This is meant to get people talking about it, meant to get people... I mean, this has more people talking about the Epstein files than ever before. We got people on the left hardcore talking about it right now because they think they're going to catch Trump. Now, the truth just came out that the one story it seemed they had that they leaked already was a bullshit story. All right. Now, what's actually in there? What files are actually in there now? Because I'm sure there's a few people that just got caught up in this little shady mess that the Democrats were quick to run for, when in reality it was a, shit idea. She's a Democrat from Arizona. And she is basically saying this ICE it's a rogue agency, and this is an insurrection, essentially, using ICE to do all the stuff they're doing. And so she's trying to make the argument that they should shut down the government because of that. Again, just sharing. Hope they do. Weird problem that's going on in the UK, but I think the world in general, also when it comes to how this can be turned into weapons and dirty weapons. The concept of more nuclear plants, because it is a reasonably decent form of energy, though I would say we actually have fusion technology and don't choose to use it. Fusion and fission, the big difference. Fission actually splits atoms, creates energy that way. Fusion creates high temperature, high pressure, and causes atoms of smaller size to come together. When they do that, they create new elements. That process creates energy. So they create energy either by splitting the atom or creating a new atom. And those things create energy. Now, fusion, it seems, requires a little more energy up front or during the process of making it, while the concept of fission requires a shit ton of energy to create the refined uranium or plutonium, depending on what you're using. And it's got to be so heavily refined that you can actually use it. So that is a factor that has to come into play as well. All that said, what do we do with the waste? Are we better at cleaning the waste? Is there a way to process? So there's a giant technology that needs to be there. It needs to be controlled. It needs to be secure, because these people will be handling stuff that could very easily be turned into weapons and/or weapons. They could be further reduced down into possible dirty bombs and things along those lines. So something that everybody's got to think about. It's causing problems in the UK. Ultimately, no offense, UK, but y'all are going through some serious shit too. Don't get me wrong. We'll probably talk a little more about it, but yeah, they got some big problems going on. Korean executives admit their abuse of the B1, B2 visa program is actually is happening. That was what happened with that Hyundai plant, by the way. They were cheating big time. So they're admitting it. We're going to hopefully fix that. We'll see. France is in a weird place right now, guys. Macron is rejecting calls for elections. He's vowing to appoint another prime minister, but everybody's like, no, F you, mad and shit. I don't know what they would say when they get all douchey at themselves, but it's fantastic. So yeah, they are fighting hard. I feel like there was a lady in here that was wherever it is. I probably didn't pull it up. Macron wants to put another person in. They're like, no, we want to vote somebody in. And he's like, we don't need an election. Let me just give you another person. So they've got this weird thing going on, weird election. Macron is, hated, and this is a big part of his falling, which needs to happen. He's a poor excuse for a human being. And we'll see that play out. Government crisis is sending the French bond yields above Italy's. Italy's economy sucks balls. And French's yields, 10-year yield, in fact, just went up above that, which means like the confidence in the French, what's their franc? The Frenchy franc, I think, if not, whatever. But it's, I don't even know if they use just that, a euro, if even, whatever happened with them. But the confidence in France's debt and whether or not they'll be able to pay it back went up a bunch. It now costs way more to own their debt because they don't trust that they'll pay them back. This is a bad sign for France, especially when they're showing worse numbers than Italy, because Italy's, they're getting better. And we like their lovely premier or whatever she is, president or prime minister or whatever she is, chick that rolls her eyes and stuff all the time. Very cute. Super short. She's awesome. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if she's got that flat head because you can just put the drink right on top. I'm just kidding. That's not funny. Not at all. A bunch of people just laughed. Maybe some people spit out their drink. I was hoping. The Fed caused high inflation and the current job slump. So this is the Fed, the whole story. I don't want to get into it all. I do, but the Fed did not handle the fact that job numbers were being reduced. Their whole status has been based off these fake numbers. And now all of a sudden we just had an enormous reduction. They'd cry about, there's a $44,000 difference between what we forecasted and what actually happened this month. We just had a reduction of 911,000. It's huge. It's ginormous. It's astronomical. It's friggin' ridiculous. Let's try it that way. So they've failed from that standpoint. The rates are low. The economy's slowing. Nobody's hiring. And again, they just had a huge reduction that suggests people haven't been hiring for a year. So where have you been, Fed? Where are you getting your numbers from? Oh, what, these people that we trust that just revised down 1 million jobs? This is who you trust? So the argument against the Fed, hugely being made, Trump comes out, Trump truths this. If the Fed had allowed what we published, they would have raised rates in early 2021. The entire organization is broken. It needs to be fixed. They need to use modern sources of information. We strongly disagree with Ken Griffin. We think incompetence is more important than to defend theoretical independence. He, too late, has done a terrible job since he adapted a two-target. Or he's saying that as a question, I guess. It is too low. It is too rigid. They follow data that's years delayed. They don't believe that money supply matters. It's like the Pope not believing in Jesus. We think that's a much bigger problem than this notion that they are dependent or that they're not independent. Jay Hatfield, Infrastructure Capital Advisor, CEO and CIO on Maria B. Chair Powell, was too late to raise rates. They need to come down here. There's no question about it. He's dragging his feet. The Fed's going to come down here 50, 75, maybe 100, Greg Farinello, American Securities, on Maria Bartiromo was saying. So the idea that the Fed is going to come down, it looks like it's sort of happening in the numbers a little. Dow's up a little bit, right? Gold's down a teeny tiny bit. And silver, I think, is about the same. We'll see what it floats up to. So yeah, silver's down a little bit as well. 41.29. Oh, there we go, 41.38. It's updated now. Gold at 36.69. Well, really 36.70, frankly. Huge, big difference. This has gone up a lot. I was just thinking about it today. I'm like, when I first started talking about Goldco, it's funny. I think silver was at around 17, 18, I think. No, it's 20-something. It's 22 maybe. Whatever the case was. It's gone up so much. Gold was around 17. Again, it's just been a super awesome thing that you should get into. I mean, whether you have a 401k or not, you should definitely own some silver if you can. And then if you can get some gold too, not a bad thing as well. New Mr. Gold warns metal market is sniffing out risk and fear. Said precious metals experts and financial writer Bill Holter work side by side with other people. Says, let's see, 2 years ago, Sinclair said Mr. Gold passed away. He says now the baton's been passed to Holter, who is now the new Mr. Gold. And he warns one explosive new all-time high hitting day after day for the yellow metal is signaling big trouble coming. Says there's a huge breakout. Said, in my opinion, the metal market is sniffing out risk and fear. They funded literally trillions of dollars by borrowing in yen. Now, what's happening? The Japanese yield curve has gone from basically 0 to over 1.6% on a 10-year bond and 3.2% on a 30-year bond. So that carry trade now is being squeezed because the yen has gone higher. And the bonds are really how our currencies get shafted. And this is, I mean, he gets into all of it, but the fact of the matter is we're looking at way higher prices on gold and silver. Look, if you got a 401k or an IRA, get out of their system while you can. That's it. Diversify is what we'll call it. Get out as much of that as you can. You're going to get up to 10% free silver. Up to 10% of the face value free silver just by diversifying and letting my good friends at Goldco help you do that. They're good at it. They're amazing at it. They've got the DocuSign to help you do it quickly. They do it tax-free, penalty-free. They cross all the T's and dot all the I's. You have this free Ronald Reagan coin I think you're going to hook up with. They're going to get this book, your retirement playbook. They can help you get out of that system. Tax dollars are the highest they're ever going to be. The dollar is getting stripped daily because of inflation. That's what you're seeing when the price of gold and silver goes up. It's holding buying power. So the dollar just stays as a dollar, but the price of gold goes up relative to it. Meaning, with $1, you can get less gold now because the value of the dollar's gone down. But when you buy that bit of gold, you hold the buying power at that moment you buy it. Like now that you've got that much gold, that's how much buying power you're going to hold on to. No matter what happens with the dollar, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, you will hold that buying power. You do not do that in stocks. Stocks take a huge hit in the stock market. Well, it might come back in 10 years. All right, if we're still on the dollar in 10 years, inflation's going to have stripped away how much of that? How much money do you lose? I'm telling you, folks, there is a lot to be said. If you've got a 401k or an IRA and you have not at least reached out to these guys to understand why it probably makes sense to get the frick out now, at least get the information. They're not going to come after you. It's not like Church of Scientology, right? Those people, it's crazy. There, wow, watch out. And I'm not, no slams on anybody that is Scientologist. Just you guys are pretty hardcore. That's all. Just saying, you should be able to admit that's true without offended. But if you've got a 401k Scientology person, you should consider this as well. I think whatever the that alien ruler is, they would agree 100% like everybody else. DRSlikesgold.com, DRSlikesgold.com. Did I mention DRSlikesgold.com? Because I sure as heck do. I got a piece right here. Look at that. 1 ounce, baby. $3,800. I didn't pay that much for it. Try that on for size. And this right here, I probably paid about close to 30 for this. This thing's worth 52 right now. Again, it's buying power. Not that it's more valuable. No, it's held the value. What would have been $30 not long ago is now costs about 50. This one coin still buys it no matter what. Protect your wealth. Don't let them take it from you, please. DRSlikesgold.com, DRSlikesgold.com. Get out of that system before they freaking get out of you, man. Before they do it, they're trying, man. They're getting crazy. Oil spikes as explosion rocks Doha. Israel has done an attack. The United States knew about it. The United States warned Qatar that Israel would be attacking within Qatar. This is a pretty big deal. Doha, which is the capital of Qatar, I believe. And they literally did. They hit a building that supposedly had a bunch of Hamas leaders in it. And this is the building right here. So this building's what they smoked. They do, I will admit, make it look far bigger with the smoke from there, right? Like from that distance, that view makes it look huge. But this, this is apparently the building that they rock and rolled. It's wild. It's crazy stuff. As I think Johnny Carson would say, not even close to how I just did it, but that's, yeah. Hamas Gaza leader Khalil al-Hayya. He was the primary target of the Israeli attack on Doha. So apparently when they smoked this dude, he was in there. So very precise attack is what basically everyone's saying. It's like, dude, the people up here might have survived, huh? People over here probably did, maybe did, totally didn't, right? Like, Trump's like, sorry, we killed people that we didn't mean to. But yeah, this is the area. I didn't realize I had that many pictures. Now we know Mamdani is promising to dump Israel's bonds from New York. One thing I don't get, and we'll see how this plays out. I mean, and I think this is part of the movie. I think it's intentional. I think it's frankly, it's funny to me at this point. It's funny. It is in an ironic kind of, but it's funny to watch. It is funny to watch somebody, because I people watch a lot, and it's funny to watch someone make a mistake multiple times, but then finally figure it out. Like, it's just like, right? Like, but there's a joy in wondering how long it's going to take them to figure out that you can't do that exact same thing over and over and get a different result. So then they finally change their input and they get a different output, and you're like, oh, you want to clap for them, but you're like, no, they can't know I've been spying on them secretly like a crazy person. And so the Jewish community in New York specifically is heavily Democrat. They shouldn't be. Democrat Party is going so progressive, so anti-Jew, that to actually be a Jew Democrat is, I don't know, it's like weird. That'd be like being a Jewish Holocaust denier, right? Like, I don't even think that's possible. Like, their soul would instantly burst into flames probably at that moment. I'm sure Yahweh would immediately hit them with, one of them crazy one of them crazy things that he can do. You know? Powerful stuff he's got going on. Kremlin responds to Trump's sanction threat. They're like, look, you can't hurt us with your sanctions. So, all right, we get you're pissed. Have a nice day. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And it's true. There's nothing Trump can do. Now, the deep state's going to try to play that up like, well, you should. You said you. He's like, look, I don't want war, and I can't guarantee peace. I didn't start this war. This isn't my fault. But I'm sure as hell not going to continue to waste American money because you guys think it's a good idea. You fund it then. Fuck you. Pretty much. A lot of crazy stuff going on in Europe right now. They are seriously waking up. And they're about to go completely bankrupt. Again, we're about to have a dark night of the soul when it comes to the European Union, stock markets, and all their nonsense. But they're wanting to stop boats filled with illegal migrants. This is something they're working through right now. New backlash. Apparently people are pissed off about a lot of these illegals pouring into their country. So yeah, the BBC was talking about this, claimed this was accidentally published, some information that came out. Again, just this, I'm not going to try to properly do Britain's news. Care less, frankly. And again, I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's like, you all got to figure out your shit. But they can't talk. They don't have free speech. There's bullshit going on over there. And frickin' A, if you're a wise person, which, by the way, there's a new company they're letting me sign up with. I haven't done it yet, but they're based in America. So wise, fuck you. You guys suck too. All this. It's costing you guys money. Figure it out. We know that the migrants coming in from places that don't give a crap about your culture are going to destroy your culture. Africa demands reparations from Britain. I don't know. They're talking about $100 trillion. The Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, I think that's worth about 25 cents. Can't even buy a stick of gum with that. That's probably not true, but hopefully it's not anyways. So yeah, the AU, the African Union, they want to essentially sue England, so they're trying to do that. Nepal's prime minister quits and flees as they literally burn his house. The newest pictures I saw of his house burning were, in fact, lots of burning, and horrible burning. In fact, this was the same guy, prime minister. They chased him into an ocean. This is him. Yeah, this is him. So the dude tried to go into the water, I guess, to get away from all the people that were burning down his house, and they're doing damage. This is the wife of the former Nepalese Prime Minister Rana Diuba. She's been confirmed dead after protesters stormed their residence. So they apparently beat everybody. They're just beating people. They're killing people. They're destroying what's happening. That president that we saw walking in the river most likely was killed. I don't know if he has yet. So Nepal is going through extraordinary stuff. The first of the 5 judges in the Bolsonaro coup trial, they all voted to convict Bolsonaro. These are these judges that are deciding the fate of Bolsonaro and whether or not Brazil's got a chance for any sort of future. This court is so corrupt in Brazil. Again, unfortunately, another country I'll probably never be allowed to travel to. It's so sad. The Brazilian people deserve way better than that. I used to work with a bunch of Brazilian people. Not cool. Not in any way, shape, or form. Russia's mysterious UVB-76 doomsday radio. It's done another cryptic message. We've talked about this before. This thing was kind of one of those things that just says weird stuff. It said something different this time. People are tripping on it. This might be Russia fucking with us too, but whatever.
Николай, Женя, Татьяна, Иван. Николай, Женя, Татьяна, Иван. 38 965. Ольга, Татьяна, Елена, Леонид, мягкий знак. 78 58 88 37. Николай, Женя, Татьяна, Иван. Николай, Женя, Татьяна, Иван. 38 965. Ольга, Татьяна, Елена, Леонид, Гахинак. 78 58 88 37. Прием.
I personally think this has to do with the communications of the anti-deep state people. I think this is a message to the good guys. And the bad guys haven't been able to decode it, but the good guys know how to. That's what I think this is. It's being spun as something to be scared of, so it's one of the reasons you almost have to assume that there's probably a positive spin on it. Who knows? Something you may not have known. I thought it was interesting, wanted to share it, but ocean plastic waste. Where are the countries that create the largest amounts of waste when it comes to plastics, right? Well, supposedly we've got like a giant, city-sized swirling mass of plastic out in the middle of the ocean. Brazil does a pretty good job, 640,000 tons. We, 17,000 tons. Not bad. Mexico, 31,000 tons. Canada, 421 tons. They hardly have any, but there's nobody that lives in Canada. So again, no slam on Canada. Honk, honk, of course. Australia, 3,000 tons. They don't use a whole lot by any means. Russia, 21,000 tons. Not that much. China, 2.7 million tons. 2.7 million tons. Way the shit more than anybody else. Way the shizzle more. India, almost 1 million tons. That's pretty good. Indonesia, 600,000 tons. Also a lot. PHL? Is it the Philippines? Could be. Looks like it. It's right where it should be. I guess that's the Philippines. 1.7 million tons from the Philippines. Holy shit, Filipinos. What the shit are you guys doing there, man? Daggum. 1.7. Damn. Well, I got to talk to my girlfriend about that and say, you got something to be proud of, girlfriend. You guys are doing it. I got to show this too. I know it's technology stuff. It's kind of crazy, but here's a dude flying like the Luke Skywalker thing, or another way to look at it. This is a personal drone. And when you think about the drones that were flying above the cities when Biden was president, and we're all freaking out, oh, they're Chinese drones coming out of a mothership. Who knows? But here is literally a drone that a dude's able to fly in. This is pretty cool because we're going to be able to actually do this in the near future. I don't know, we'll play this. I'm going to play it at a slightly faster speed just to help, but it'll make it look like it's going faster too. This thing's not very big. Not very big. You see this? And you'll be like, what are those red things? Don't worry, they're covers. You'll see. It's pretty crazy. This thing's rad.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Yay. Now it's christened. All good. Okay. I've done all that. I locked this, and the next thing I do is I push this for 1 second. Yeah. I should yell that I'm clear, yell that I'm arming, and then it'll give me a. Yep, it'll give. Good job. Sounds good. That's it. Down here. Pulling the pin, moving to retention. Clear. It says active and press this press button to start. Starting. Alright, bravo. Look at that. 3 of 100. and then I get my pin.
Yeah.
Your wings.
Very nice.
Congrats. Oh, you did very well. Like,
yeah.
We were not expecting to.
So yeah, the dude just flew a friggin' cool ass hovercraft. That's badass. Badass. And just it should give you an idea of what they've already got. Keep those things in mind. They've already got crazier stuff. So yeah, we are coming a long way very quickly. So disclosure and stuff like that, it's happening. Many people don't realize it, but it is in fact happening. I love you guys. Keep doing the ripples. Keep finding common ground and keep working to make things better. We've got Lav 1 coming, sessions, 47, 48 coming up on Thursday. And Friday, we've got some great music. Going to be doing a 4 for Friday, though I'm stretching that concept a little bit. It's 4 breaks. We're going to be doing Fleetwood Mac, Lindsey Buckingham, Stevie Nicks, and a little McVie in there, Christine. And so it should be a very good show. I've already recorded it. I like it. I think it's pretty bitchin'. I think it's got a good flow. I think you guys are going to dig it. We've got a lot of great music. And so we'll be doing that on Friday. If you guys want to be a part of that. Of course, both of these shows are at 3 o'clock Pacific time, 6 o'clock Eastern, or, because it matters, 4 o'clock Mountain time. I hope anyways. I don't even know where Mountain time's at because nobody pays attention to Mountain time. How about this? It's 3 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern. I don't know about Mountain time. Just don't know. I just don't know, people. It's a crazy place. A lot of mountainy people. They're smoking pot anyway. They don't even know, probably. Probably don't even know. Don't even worry about that. All said, a lot of things going on, and we're changing the world. Thanks for being a part of that. Where we go one, we go all. It's on the Fringe with Dan RadioStyle.